Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Yo, 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 yo. Get on in here, get on in here, get on in here. Good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday to all New York Giants. Salute. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. El Jefe, I see you, my guy. Says TP, my guy, been a minute. Let's go, Big Blue. We back, baby. We back. Shout out to El Jefe. I see you. Let's go. I gotta blow some steam off, man. And I hate to do it on this beautiful Sunday, man. Shout out to my guy, and you know it's time. You know it's time. New York Giants, salute to my guy, and I see you. NFC East soldiers, it's about that time. H-Town, I see you. What up, H-Town? My guy, my guy. We got some things, man. I want to get into some football, but I want to get into some drama too. I want to get into some drama. I hate to have to do this on Sunday morning, but I got to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your guy who is never lying, sometimes defiant, TP Way the Giant. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and rocking with me. Let's go. Let's go. We got some things, man, that I want to talk about, man. I want to get into a little drama. I ain't going to lie. It's really irking me, and to be quite frank, it's been tough. So I want to get rankings. I want to get into how the NFL just sees us, and I want to get into a little football, man. So let's let this intro rock, and then without further ado, let's get this shit started.
I felt there was no better athlete on that field than me. I was the best athlete on the field, and in order to win, you have to beat me. If you can't beat me, then you can't win.
I tell you right now, you know everybody gonna watch this ass whoop my put on you, right?
It's your guy who is never lying, sometimes defiant. It's a way to try.
Both feet down on the ground, and then it came out of the pile. This ball's thrown entirely. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen.
Sometimes defiant.
Lobs it, Burris alone, touchdown New York.
All right, let's get into it, man. I don't even want to waste time. I don't even want to do that. I want to get straight to the business, and I want to talk about some things, man. I want to talk about some things. So, I think the league, man, just the league as a whole, the way they view the New York Football Giants, at times it is disgusting. At times I understand it. And at times, it is just pure hate. Pure hate. Now, listen, I'm well aware that the last sighting of the New York Giants that the world was able to see was not a pretty one. And right now, we're at the time of the year where all fans are all in. All fans are as high on their team as they can possibly be because no snaps have been played, right? I think that's fair to say. But there's a difference between seeing some of these teams like us who just had not so good seasons and being able to see the football side of things. And then there's another side to it that just maybe looks at the record or just looks at a glance of what's going on over here and then jumps out the window with rankings, with comments, and all types of bullshit. And I'm finding myself, I've been doing this for a long enough time to where I shouldn't get fooled by it, but it gets me every time. It gets me every time. And I'm finding myself getting pissed off pissed off. And this is another reason why I hate losing. This is another reason why I hate putting a bad product on the field, because this is what it results in. See, when you don't stack up in the win column, you got to deal with a whole offseason of bullshit. That's just what comes with it. So Bart Scott, who was with ESPN New York Radio, a former New York Jet, he talks about Jackson Dart in comparison to Geno Smith. I want to, in case you haven't heard, I want to play this video so that you can hear what we have to deal with as New York Giant fans. This is what we have to deal with. Let's go.
Be a playoff team. Would you rather have Geno Smith or Jackson Dart as your quarterback?
All right. Even that right there to me was a wild question to me. But I get it. Let's converse.
This year.
I don't even think it's going to be close.
And this is when they roll me in, right? I don't even think it's going to be close.
I think not only is Geno Smith a better quarterback, and he should be, right? He's been through a lot. And as far as physically, he's still fine. I know he got beat up last year playing for the Raiders, and playing under that Chip Kelly offense is never a good thing. Just ask UCL.
Listen, man. Listen. I don't want anybody who's a journeyman or anybody who's debatably going to be a starter. Those two categories. If you're a journeyman or if you are debatingly going to be a starter this upcoming season, don't talk about my quarterback. Don't talk about my quarterback. Because that's a pet peeve of mine. Like, for example, when I talk to my Viking buddies and they're over here talking to me about who's a better quarterback, J.J. McCarthy or Jackson Dart, J.J. McCarthy is not even a starter right now. They brought in another quarterback to start over him. That's not happening over here in New York, even with a different coach. So, respectfully, don't even talk to me if you're not a well-implanted starter on your team or if you are a fucking journeyman. I understand you can argue the case that Jackson Dart has barely accomplished anything, but we're not going to sit here and act like what we've seen from Jackson Dart's rookie year was just nothing. We ain't going to do that.
I don't even think this is even a conversation. Not only do I think that Geno Smith is a better quarterback than Jackson Dart, I think the Jets' offensive line is better.
No.
The running back's better. If you want to say it's a push with Garrett Wilson and you want to say it's a push with Garrett Wilson.
Okay. Let's say they have the better running back. Let's say they have a better running back. I'm willing to bet that the New York Giants is going to have a better rushing offense. A betting rushing offense. See, fuck that on paper shit. Like, fuck all that. I bet that the New York Giants is going to have a better rushing offense and better production from their backs. Better production. I will take Cam Scatterbull and Tyrone Tracy Jr. and Devin Singletary as the third. And you can't erase what they do in the receiving game as well. And don't sit here and just throw offensive line and say that their offensive line is just is just better than the Giants. That's not the case. It sounds good. Yeah, maybe in the past you would have got that off. That's not the case.
Wilson and Nabers, okay.
Yeah, for a fact.
I think I think even the Jets are better at tight end.
Hold on, let's go back.
And Nabers, okay. Wilson and the running back's better. If you want to say it's a push with Garrett Wilson and you want to say it's a push with Garrett Wilson and Nabers, Okay.
Yeah, you better talk. Yeah, that's
I
one
think
thing. You better talk humbly when you're talking about Neighbors. You better talk humbly when you're talking about the guy. Because I'm not even going to argue the fact that Malik Nabers is a better receiver than Garrett Wilson. Come on, man. Let's keep it funky here. And that's with all due respect, because I think Wilson is a dope and good receiver. He's not better than Malik. Only thing even worth that conversation is the fact that Malik's health is right now, which we'll talk about in a second. Malik's health is the only thing that's in the way.
I think even the Jets are better at tight end. I think Sadiq's going to be a problem. I love me some Isaiah Likely. I wanted them to get Isaiah Likely, but now he's going to be the main guy, and he's going to be relied on to be a leading man. I think the combination of Mason Taylor and Sadiq will be better than.
But again, like
it won't be better
I
than
wouldn't even
Likely
take
and
those
Theo
guys
Johnson.
out.
Stop that shit.
Either guy, you just have a generic team that is good enough to make the playoffs at every other spot. You'd rather have Geno right now than Dart.
Yeah.
This is the bullshit. This is the bullshit. You can't tell me that you would rather have Geno Smith rather than Jackson Dart with a straight face. With a straight face. Because we've seen Geno Smith. If he was over here with the New York Giants, is he making the talent that we had on last year's roster better? Is he doing that? Is Geno Smith that much of a better passer than Jackson Dart to where he'll be able to make up for what Jackson Dart does on the ground in the rushing game? He's that much better in the air. Stop the shit, man. Stop the shit. And this is the thing, because I understand what he's doing right here. And it worked, because look at me, I'm reacting to it. But this is the type of conversations and clickbait shit that you're teetering a line between good conversation and just pure hating. Now, mind you, Bar Scott is a former New York Jet, so we know where that's coming from. But it's just crazy the disrespect that I hear from this team, but I hear about my quarterback, man. That's why this upcoming season is just more vital than anything. That's why this upcoming season is so important, man. And that is also why I can't wait. It's the New York effect. It's the New York effect. We experienced it with the Knicks. Yeah, the Knicks didn't have enough talent. The Knicks weren't good enough to beat such and such. Yeah, and Jalen Brunson wasn't. It's the same effect. It's just the media loves to hate on the New York teams, man. And it's a love-hate relationship that I have with it. But this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. I want to get into some rankings, man. Some rankings that came across my desk that that to me is just it don't sit well with me. So here, let me pull another one up. Here we have the offensive line rankings. As you can see at the heading here, it's execs, coaches, scouts, and the whole nine. Hold on, let me pull it up. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. All right. I see y'all. Let me see. H-Town says it's not even a question. Not at all. Not at all. It really isn't. It really isn't. Kareem Wilson says it's been like that for a long time. It's never going to stop. I love when they hate. Watch. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I say it all the time. It don't even feel right. It doesn't even feel right if hate isn't involved. Just as a New York Giant fan, it don't even. I love it. A Giant fan 41 says, "Yeah, not gonna lie, that was a wild, dumb take on his behalf." Yeah, man, people will say anything sometime, man, for engagement or just out of pure just hate. People will say anything. That's one thing I've learned. Born for Sports is in the building. Shout out to my guy, Born for Sports, super dope New York sport content creator, man. Make sure that y'all show him some love on his way. Subscribe to him. Get that good content, man. Born for Sports says, "What's up, bro? Salute. Bart Scott on his Jets cheerleading BS." Yes. Yes. Most definitely. Michael McDermott says, "There's no way Bart Scott just said that." Man, I couldn't believe it myself. I couldn't believe it myself if I ain't see it. Coach Ed, shout out to Coach Ed in the building. Also, another super dope sports content creator, man. He says Geno Smith is not better than Dart and Winston. Bart Scott is an instigator. In hockey, he'd be the one to start fights just to drive the energy up. Typical media side bitch. That's a fact. Born for Sports says there is a reason why these two clowns were fired from WFN. A few years ago, in what world is Geno Wash Smith currently better than Dart? Seahawks got rid of him and won a Super Bowl with Darnold. Raiders tanked. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? He's an average journeyman right now. Like, that's what I'm saying. What are we talking about? Won't Stop Dream Entertainment 98 says, "What's good, soldier? Giant salute. I see you. I see you." All right, let's get into it. So, again, offensive line, right? This is the rankings that's provided from the execs, coaches, scouts, and etc. for offensive tackles. So, let's see where Andrew Thomas lies on this list. 1, you have Penei Sewell. You have Trent Williams. And I just knew I was going to see Andrew Thomas right here because I knew he wasn't going to go past 3. But then you have Tristan Wirfs, Jordan Mailata, Laramie Tunzel, Darnell Wright, Lane Johnson, and at 8, you have Andrew Thomas. 9, Joe Alt. 10, Garrett Bowles. Absolutely crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. Andrew Thomas is not 8th on this list, man. And I know, man, again, I say this all the time. Whenever I go over these rankings and stuff like that, it's always going to look biased coming from me. It's always going to look like that. So there ain't nothing I could do to prevent that from being the case. But having Andrew Thomas at 8 to me is mind-blowing. If you really want to know what Andrew Thomas and the pedigree that Andrew Thomas has and how much he means to this team and how much of a factor that he is, I want y'all to go see our last matchup versus the Browns. Was that in 24? Where he neutralized the best edge rusher in this game in Myles Garrett. Neutralized him. When Andrew Thomas was injured, it was like a black and white situation. The offensive line, it looks one way. And we sat here and we said, oh man, like when he gets back, yeah, the offensive line is going to get better, but are we going to get Andrew Thomas back? Are we going to get the guy who is top 3 offensive tackle talent back? And I remember when he came in that preseason game up from his injury, as soon as he stepped on the field, it was about a couple of drives. Immediately, he made an impact. Immediately, he looked good as ever. And every time he's on the field, he's that consistent tackle. Consistent. You can't sit here and tell me the guy who's complete neutralizes Nick Bonito after y'all were crowning this guy, acting like he was the next Micah Parsons or some shit, who neutralizes him when we faces the Broncos. Y'all gonna sit here and act like he's 8? That is what comes with losing, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately. I told y'all, I just put out a video talking about Brian Burns. I don't agree with that. But that's not where it is. Let me pull something else up. Here we have, of course, your 32 starters ahead of the 2026 NFL season. PFF has their running back rankings. Coach Ed says they probably dinged AT due to his injury history. But straight talent, AT is a top 3 or 4 in the NFL as a tackle. As a left tackle, he could be 1 or 2. Watch his technique, IQ, footwork. And I took that into consideration, Coach. But when you put Larry Tunsil in front of him, it just, you have Laramie Tunsil at 5. It just didn't make sense to me. But yes, sir. Kenneth Perkins, I see you. Giant salute to Kenneth Perkins, I see you. But let's get into this PFF running back ranking. Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Devon A-Chain, James Cook, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Kenneth Walker, Kyron Williams, Josh Jacobs, Breece Hall, DeAndre Swift, Jaylen Warren, Travis Etienne Jr., Javonte Williams, Bucky Irvin, Chase Brown, Omarion Hampton, Ashawn Genty, Tony Pollard, Ramondre Stevenson, Jeremiah Love, and then you have Cam Scatterbo. Now, this is one of the list and rankings where I'm not too mad at it, right? Because I understand what where they're looking at. I understand what they're doing here. But I definitely don't agree. I definitely don't agree. And I hate to be nitpickish here, but I'm looking at Cam Scatterbo around this 20th spot. But again, when you talk about Cam Scatterbo not having a full body of work, then I guess that pushes him down. But I also like the fact that when you talk about honorable mentions, because a lot of people don't forget about this, and maybe Giant fans need to pay more attention to this, I like the fact that on this list in the honorable mentions section, they don't forget Tyrone Tracy Jr. And it says, Tracy was a forgotten man in New York's backfield for a while last season, but he led the Giants with 740 rushing yards. The former collegiate wide receiver also racked up 288 yards through the air, giving him over 1,000 yards from scrimmage for the season. Whether Scatterbo is fully recovered from his season-ending injury or not, Tracy should be a major factor in Giants' backfield once again. And I feel like Giant fans kind of undervalue Tyrone Tracy Jr. at times. And so that's more for y'all. But again, back to Cam Scatterbo, the reason as to why I put him above, these names, and I feel like it is fair to put him around this 19-20th range, is because forget stats, right? Let's talk impact. Let's talk about what we've seen on the field from grown-ass men. Let's talk about the fact that when Cam Scatterbo has the ball in his hands, that grown-ass men second guess whether they should tackle him or not. Let's talk about the full player that Cam Scatterbo is when it comes to blocking, when it comes to running with the ball, when it comes to being a receiver back. Let's talk about that. See, my problem is when you evaluate these running backs, you just can't talk about one aspect. To me, that's not going to cut it. So when Cam Scatterbo was on the field, he's a force. And the whole league felt that. It don't matter the size. It don't matter who you thought you were on defense. When Cam Scatterbo punched you in the mouth, he was never the guy falling backwards. Never the guy. But again, this all stems from the ugliness of what losing brings you. H-Town says, thought the running back position is based on yards after contact and broken tackles, which Scat was top of the league. Exactly. If you play football, you always heard a coach tell you, or tell a running back at least, you never go down from the first point of contact, right? That's like the rule of thumb. And even when you watch around the league, that's not always the case. But I could tell you where that does apply. That does apply with Cam Scatterbo. That applies a lot for Tyrone Tracy Jr. I know that. Bart Scott. Think about that when you talk about the New York Giants rushing attack. Coach Ed says the view of the Giants and all associated to the team is skewed because of the Dable the Bum hangover. Fact. And until we get that stench scrubbed off us, we'll be hated and shitted on. Hardball time. Fact. Couldn't agree more. Now let me see if I have something else. Let me see. Because there's been a lot of hate. I just share it on my X/Twitter. I share it on my X/Twitter all the time. Oh, this is not necessarily New York Giant applied, right? But this goes to a conversation that I've had. So let me do this. Let me put this up. Okay. Again, the rankings, top 10 defensive tackles in the NFL. So, let me zoom this in so I can make sure y'all see this. Hold on. Okay. Top 10 defensive tackles in the NFL. Number 7 is Dexter Lawrence. I'm not here to say we shouldn't have traded Dexter Lawrence, because I don't believe that. I'm not here to say or debate or argue and say that Dexter Lawrence is the same Dexter Lawrence that we've seen. Again, I called it in the offseason. When I first seen Dexter Lawrence, I said, man, that boy gained some weight, didn't he? But for those who want to argue me down when I say, like, DJ Reader, he's not a Dexter Lawrence, and I have my concerns with the interior defensive line, and y'all try to tell me that Dexter Lawrence was washed, and Dexter Lawrence is not Dexter Lawrence. This is where I have the issue, the denial aspect is in. Because with some Giant fans, not all, but some Giant fans fail to realize that just because Dexter Lawrence production wasn't what it was, it doesn't mean that Dexter Lawrence ain't a top 10 defensive tackle. It doesn't mean that Dexter Lawrence ain't a beast. So again, why I have the question as to what DJ Reader is going to do for us is because you can downplay Dexter Lawrence because you're mad at him or upset at him or whatever it is, all you want. But how much is DJ Reader going to be on the field? Because he wasn't on the field as much as Dexter Lawrence was last year. And if he could come on the field and be just simply the guy that can stuff up the middle and help us stop the bleeding when it comes to stopping the run, I'm satisfied. Let's not misconstrue that. But can you fault me for the question marks? Can you fault me for being concerned? Because all of these talks is just on paper talks, right? You have the Denard Wilson aspect of it. You have the John Harbaugh aspect of it. You have new linebacker aspect of it, right? But on paper, interior defensive line wise, it's like what's going to happen? So to me, that's the number one thing I'm paying attention to as we get into training camp. The very number one thing. Kenneth Perkins says, Dexter Lawrence has moved, so why still speak about him? He had enough of the Giants, so the Giants should the same. Reader is Reader, no need to compare the two. Well, this is why. This is why. I would understand if you're talking about Dexter Lawrence season after. But the truth of the matter is this. We don't know. We don't know. It's a question mark. And this is the time of the season before training camp where you had these discussions about the question marks. This is where you get this off at. I'm still talking about Dexter Lawrence is because you had to replace him. And so, yes, when I'm looking at this defense, the biggest question mark on this defense to me is Dexter Lawrence's position. That's why I'm still conversing about it. And the reason on why you compare it is because you just want to ask yourself, what is one going to provide that the other didn't? H-Town says D-line will soak up blocks and LBs fly around making plays while edges get to quarterback on passing downs. That's all I need. That's all I need. If the D-line could do that, if the D-line could give me a push up front, I'll take it. I'll take it. I think we definitely upgraded in the linebacker room. And I have no doubt that these guys will shed off blocks, pursuit to the ball a lot better than what we've seen from Bobby Okereke and et cetera. Vinny G says, I think Reese and Edmonds going to be maniacs on the field in the run game. I believe that too. But we definitely need that push up front. Coach Ed says the sexy fatties on the DL is definitely something we need to watch. I just want them to help in the run game and get offenses to play behind the sticks. Then unleash a ferocious pass rush. My point. Just help us with the run game. We'll take care of the rest. Darius Alexander can get to the quarterback as well. He's an interior guy. But we know the edges that we're working with. Barnes, Tibbs, Abdul. They're going to get to, we have no doubt about that. They're going to get to the quarterback if not anything else. But again, I'm not going to sit here and be overhyped on my edge guys and ignore the fact that we need that push up front. That's just not going to happen. And again, this is not me even saying that I doubt it. I'm saying that this is where the question mark lies for me. H-Town says, DC doesn't need a Dex in the middle, just a rotation of players that clog up the middle. And if we have that, H-Town, I'm fine. Trust me, I'm fine. Trust me, I'm perfectly fine. That's just what I need. That's just what I need right there. I will be just fine. Kenneth Perkins says the combination of players on the D-line to be decent, at least the rotation, just have to be serviceable to be okay. Yes. Yep. And that's it. Because we've seen a rotation of players on the defensive line come up there and just do what the next man did. Get pushed the fuck around and get bullied. I just want the opposite. That's it. Let me see. Let me see if I got any more. Oh, shout out to
Okay, all that other go get ball.
Y'all know
That's
me,
what I
man.
do.
Look, anytime LT speaks, I want to listen. That's just me.
Go get ball. That's what I do. Okay, all that other this and hey, see ball, go get ball. And every time. And good things gonna happen. That's what you was talking about not working hard or taking off a couple of plays. No, hey, you see ball, you go get ball. And if you can get ball enough times, then you'll be an LT. Go get.
Hey, look, as simple as that sounds, right? We've heard Brian Burns. We've heard DJ Reader. We're now hearing LT basically say it is just as simple as wanting to go do it. It is just that simple. A lot of times, I understand that we have a lot of coaches in this fan base. A lot of times I feel like we overthink a lot of shit. And I'm not excusing myself from that. But when it comes to stopping the run, a good percentage of that shit has to do with wanting to do it. Point blank, period. You heard LT. See ball, go get ball. Who wants to go get, who needs the ball? Because you could look at the difference. It's not even just about talent at that point. Because you see certain people, they had a talent, but they don't have a hunger. And at times, we've seen it from Dex, right? We've seen the two sides to when Dex wants to go get ball. And you've also seen it where it's like, okay, yeah, he don't want to be here. So that, to me, is where I hang my hat going into the season when you're talking about Denard Wilson and you're talking about Coach Harbaugh is they're bringing that. They're bringing that. They're bringing the attitude of, listen, if you don't want to go see ball and get ball, you won't have a future with this team. That's what I'm excited about. Fuck all the glitz and glam about what's on this roster or not. We know we have players. We know that. Who wants it? Who wants it? Let me see. Am I missing anything else? Because I do want to also talk. I want to ask everyone a question. Hold on. Oh, here's another ranking. Yeah, they everywhere. They everywhere. And PFF's 2026 QB ranking, they ranked Tyler Shuck above Jackson Dart. Here's a list right here. Shout out to Sleeper Giants. Here's the full list. They have Jackson Dart at 25, above Jackson Dart. Oh, look, they have Geno Smith. They have Geno Smith right under Jackson Dart. Ain't that funny? But these are the quarterbacks that they have above Jackson Dart. Tyler Shuck, Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray, Bryce Young, Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield, C.J. Stroud, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts. Guess what? I'm taking Jackson Dart over all those guys that I named. Over all those guys that I named, I'm taking Jackson Dart over all of them. What are we talking about? You're not going to sit here and act like somebody like a Kyler Murray deserves to be over a Jackson Dart going into this season. I don't believe none of that shit. Respects to Bryce Young. I don't believe none of that shit. Play the mismatch game. Put these quarterbacks with the New York Giants that was on the field last year. What do they look like? Y'all tell me. What do they look like? Stop trying to minimize and diminish what my guy was out there doing last year. Putting in fucking pain. Stop the bullshit. But time's gonna come. Time is gonna come. That's all I can say, man. I just can't wait. I'm over here watching guys with their number one receivers. Jalen Hurts with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. I'm looking at guys like Jared Goff and so forth and so on with offensive weapons that really builds this league. And Daniel Jones was throwing to Lil Jordan Humphrey. And y'all want to, man, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, I think that's it. I think as far as the rankings, I think that's it. I ain't even going to entertain that ranking. But anyway, my question. Here we go. Let me get off that. My question is to the chat. How concerned are you with Malik Nabers' injury? I already tell myself he's going to miss the first 4 to 5 games. That's what I'm telling myself right now. If anything changes, I absolutely love it. I would absolutely love for that to be the just a rumor. How do you feel in the first 4 to 5 games of the New York Giants stepping on the field without a Malik Nabers? Because I'm not going to sit here and try to act like there isn't a big difference with and without a Malik Nabers. Because there is. There is. I ain't just gonna blow smoke. Pause. But when Malik Nabers is on the field, it opens up so much more. But with that being said, if y'all look at this offense the same way that I do, then you would understand that Malik Nabers ain't the fucking glue. He ain't the glue. He may be the best talent that we have on the offensive side of the ball, but Malik Nabers ain't the glue. As long as my guys up front are slightly healthy, give me my guys up front. As long as they're healthy and they're ready to go. And as long as I have my quarterback, I'm ready to rock. The fuck are we talking about? I'm ready to rock. This receiving group has to step up. They have to take it to another level. But it's not a case where I don't think they can. We have Dallas week 1. Who the fuck am I worried about in Dallas' secondary? I'm supposed to be worried about Downs? I'm supposed to be also worried about him? Especially week 1? Man, please. Please. I would take my guys. I'll take Isaiah Likely. It's going to be a matchup nightmare. I'll take Theo Johnson. I will take Calvin Austin. And depending on what Darius Slayton we get, the Darius Slayton that knows how to play football, I'll take him. I'll take him too. I'll take a Cam Scatterbo mixed with a Pat Ricard. Mixed with a Tyrone Tracy Jr. I will take that. Because our games, to me, is not going to even be won offensively. Our game shouldn't even be won offensively. Our game should be won on the defensive side of the ball anyway. Anyway. So I don't know all that scary shit. Oh, Leak, when is he gonna be back? He may not be the. I don't look. I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. Let Leak get back to where he feels like he's ready to be him. Don't rush shit. Let us take care of it until he gets back. If Leak ain't back to his maximum capacity, I don't want him on the field. I do not want him on the field. Let him recuperate to his maximum ability. And then when he does get on the field, when he does, lights, camera, and action. Lights, camera, in action. Whether that's week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7. I ain't gonna sit here and doctor y'all to death and act like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, I mean, somebody's just gonna have to step up. Next man up. If you want to know what a good team looks like or what a good team is, it's next man up. You judge a team by that approach. You judge a team by how good they are when that next man steps up and has to play. That's how you separate a good team from a mediocre team, from an average team, and so forth and so on. Vinny G says Tracy was a wide receiver at first, and Scat got better hands. It's crazy. Got backs coming out the backfield catching passes also. Come on, man. Come on, man. I hate when people just act like there's just absolutely nothing going for us when Leak ain't on the field. H-Town says the scheme isn't going to be leak dependent. It's going to be a defensive special teams game. Offense will run heavy with play action, best formula, 12 and 13 personnel. Come on. That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, if AT was out, that would cause more concern. For me personally, if AT is out, I'm more in a slight more panic. So I'm like, damn. Because that's where the glue is at. That is really where the glue is at. Vinny G says Dart did damage without Malik, and nobody's not worried. Likely gonna beast. Come on, man. H-Town says Dart is the best talent. He has the ball the most. He runs, passes, and controls the offense. MVP offensive player league, just runs routes and catches passes. So, I mean, that's it. That's all I'm saying. I see a lot of this conversation being brought up. Them talking about Malik Nabers' knee again and that whole nine. And I'm just I'm sitting back laughing because I'm just like, hey, y'all gonna get more gray hairs and stress the hell out of yourselves worrying about when Lee gonna get here. Just chill. Sit back, tell yourself that Lee is gonna be a minute. That way, when he does get back, if it's a little earlier, great. But we got the glue. We definitely got the guys to get some wins. We definitely got that. So I wouldn't stress over that. But anyway, listen, that's that on that. Man. I just had to get that off my chest. That was it. I was over here looking at these rankings week in after week out. And I'm just mind blown sometimes, the things that I see and the things that I hear. And some of it is from New York Giant fans. Football is almost here. Things rev up once training camp is gonna go. We in West Virginia with it. Ain't it crazy? All the time I've been in Virginia, they gonna bring it a little closer to me in West Virginia. Now I'm in Texas. But I can't wait to just have training camp. I can't wait for that. Because then that's when you know, okay, yeah, we back. So that's right around the corner. And all I can say is, from a fan standpoint, never let people play with our name. Never let people get so comfortable that they think shit's sweet over here with the New York Football Giants. Understand this. We coming off a losing season last year, but week one, we are still the show. We are still primetime television, and that is for a fucking reason. Because we are the New York Football motherfucking Giants. Make no mistake about that. And we do for a season. And when I say a season, y'all know a season. So, on that note, fuck y'all rankings if it's rooted in hating or if it's rooted in miseducation. Time's gonna tell. And we gonna be back. Oh man, we gonna be back. New York Giants, salute to each and every one of you. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for rocking with me. And as always, fee fi, fo fum. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday, man. Make sure y'all like in the comments. Like it up, like it up. Hype it up, hype it up. And subscribe, 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 especially if you are a New York Giant fan. It's been a nice little one. I kept it light. It's Sunday, so. I didn't want to go too crazy. Peace, y'all.
AKA lion, AKA tiger, how we swinging iron, walking through the fire, certified pioneer. Yeah. Keep applying pressure to the foes, born closer than I pit, closer than my dish. Yeah. Keep away the giant hit.